Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Liz and I talk about everything to do with business. So I'm a solopreneur, so I run my own little business. And so I really wanted to go through in this video the struggles that I have come across in the last few years since I started, and what I did about them so that it might help you if you're coming up against the same things. Because I do see patterns of these same struggles coming up all the time. So let's dive in. So content has been a real issue for me, mainly because I wasn't sure what I wanted to do long term. So I basically created a mashup of content and I knew I was doing it, but I was a bit lost. And so I was sort of throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what would stick, but nothing stuck. So I just have some random selection of videos on my channel, where I've been testing the waters, to see what would work and what wouldn't. So that's one thing that I struggled with. So content. And it is mainly just because I couldn't decide on my target market, because I overthink things. So that's another struggle. So overthinking has been a problem. And I know it delays my progress. So I'm trying to move faster. One of my main problems, let me just say, hi, I'm Liz, and I have an addiction to software. So I actually love lifetime deals, and so I tend to buy a lot of software, even though I don't really need it or might not use it. So I will try things and I'll think, oh, maybe one day I'll use this and I'll keep it aside. But 9 times out of 10, I don't use it. So yes, I tend to waste money on software. So that's something that I'm trying to get away from as well, because as I've gone along this journey, I've realized that I don't have any challenges when it comes to software. I can pick up tech really, really quickly. So that's not a problem. But I've found that all-in-one systems work much better for me. So like I have been using System.io because it's an all-in-one platform. So that's, something that works for me much better. Another struggle is that I have helped businesses grow over the last few years. And I know I'm great at brainstorming and coming up with ideas, but I don't put the same effort into my own business as I do when I'm helping other people. And I think that one reason for this is because I was waiting for something to feel like I was on the right path to follow, and nothing felt right. So I think that's the main thing that sort of held me back a lot. Instead of just moving forwards, I was waiting for some sort of feeling or notification that I was on the right path. Also in the beginning, as an introvert, putting myself out there was really, really difficult. That was a big struggle. But once I ripped the Band-Aid off, it was fine. So on camera, on calls, like Zoom calls, etc., very nervous. I actually go a bit blank sometimes whenever I'm on a conversation with someone and they ask me questions, because I can't think on them because I'm an introvert. I get quite nervous about it. So then I'm like, oh, okay. And I get a bit overwhelmed trying to think of the answer on the spot. So a lot of the time now I will say to people, let me think about that and I'll come back to you, because I know that I'll have plenty of ideas, but on the spot I'll go blank. So that's something that I've really struggled with as well. Another really big one is shiny object syndrome. And I think that all entrepreneurs have this to a certain degree, especially creatives. So this is an issue. It continues to be an issue because I want to do everything. And I'm learning to try and ignore it or write things down to do it later. So once I've accomplished my current goals, then I can review it. Because previously I'd go, okay, I'm working on this. Oh, this is a great idea. And I go try this one. And then maybe I didn't have success with that. So then I'm like, oh, this is a great idea. I'll move on to the next one. So I wasn't being dedicated to one particular thing, which I think has let me down overall, because it's delayed my success in a lot of areas because I had shiny object syndrome. And so I just kept chopping and changing. So I think that that's something that we all need to be aware of, and we all need to rein in order to advance. My biggest struggle in the last year has been bookkeeping and the fact that I have not put aside enough money for tax time, which has caused a lot of stress because I used a calculator and worked out how much tax I was supposed to pay, and I only had half of the money that I was supposed to pay. And so I learned a few lessons there. And I actually decided to use an app which, for those in Australia and New Zealand, you've probably heard of it, called Henry. So basically what happens is the money goes into a Henry account. They take the income tax out and pay that to the tax office, and then they give you what's left. So they're an accountant that does all of your taxes. So it happens with every single payment now. So rather than me having to stress at the end of the tax year, it's taken out of every payment that before it hits my bank account. So that's something that I implemented, and I think that's made a big difference to my stress levels. And it has also been really helpful in the fact that I know what I want to earn each week, after tax and things. So this is helping me to stay on track with that as well. So on the Henry app, you can also add in all of your expenses. So it sort of does away with the need to have like QuickBooks or any of those programs, because you can do it all through their app. But once you enter in all of your expenses, if they are tax deductions, actually take them off your income tax payable total. So it's sort of, instead of waiting for tax time to submit all of your expenses and get money back, they're doing it throughout the year for you. So I have found using Henry has been quite good so far, but we are only like 3 weeks into the new financial year, so we'll see how that goes. But so far, so good. I am liking the fact that it takes everything out straight away and I don't have to worry about it. So they're basically my main struggles of what I've come across so far in the last couple of years. So I would love to know what your current struggles are. Have you had the same ones? Is there something that you're stuck on that I can help you with? So please let me know in the comments what you're struggling with, if you've had the same ones, or if there's something that you would really like help with. So please let me know, and I'll see you in the next video.